there, sunshines! So, I feel like ombre eyeliner has been all over the internet and primarily Instagram lately. But it's one of those things that can be a little bit tricky if you're not used to it. So today, I want to give you a quick, easy, foolproof method to do that oh so Instagram worthy ombre eyeliner. And you can actually use this technique with any color palette that you choose. So stay tuned to learn how. But first, make sure and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that way you guys never miss a thing. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is use a little bit of Too Faced Shadow Insurance just to prime my whole eye area. And this is gonna ensure everything stays on, smooth, and even, because when you're putting time and effort and detailed work into an eye look, there's nothing more frustrating than when it doesn't last. So since the liner is the main focus for this look, I am going to do a little bit of eyeshadow, and I'm just going to use the Urban Decay Naked palette and do a really matte, basic contoured eye. So I'm going to start off with shade Virgin, and I'm just going to go all over, especially in the inner corner and under the brow bone, because this shade is a little bit shimmery, so it's going to kind of work as my highlight. Then I'm just gonna apply Naked all over my lid. And then I'm just gonna darken up my crease with Buck. And I'm not going too over the top with this, just a little bit of color is all you need. Okay, so for my actual liner, I'm gonna use the NYX Multitasking Mixing Medium to make a cream out of several different eyeshadows. And by doing it this way, you can do whatever color palette you want using this technique. I'm also going to be using an angled liner brush. Any brand will do, but this one in particular is Sephora brand. And then for fun, because it's new and I haven't gotten to use it a whole lot yet, I'm going to use the Urban Decay Distortion palette, and I'm going to use these three shades right here. Now, another thing you might want to make sure that you have on hand is a little bit of brush cleaner. Something like the Sephora Daily Brush Cleaner that's a spray but dries really quickly that'll allow you to switch in between shades. The little sponge quick change brush cleaners aren't going to work for this because we are using the multitasking mixing medium to make it a cream. You're going to need something a little bit more than that to get the color out of it. That, or you can use 3 different brushes. And the reason for all of this is if you just mix them all on one brush without cleaning it, it's going to get kind of muddy. So I'm going to start by putting a little bit of the mixing medium on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to wet my brush with it. And when I dip it into the shadow, I'm going to do it around the edges, so that way I don't get the whole pan of shadow all wet with the mixing medium. And I'm going to start with the outer part of my wing. I feel like that's the most difficult part to shape, so I'm going to go ahead and get that out of the way. And I also like layering the lighter shadows on top of the darker instead of trying to blend it the other way around. But that totally depends on your color scheme and how you're wanting to do your liner. So using an angled liner brush makes it really easy to start out. So you basically just line it up between the outer corner of your eye and the tail of your eyebrow, and then you're just gonna lay it flat with your brush. And I'm gonna let the liner be a little bit on the thicker side since this is the main focus of the look. Now, one bonus to doing a winged eye this way is because it's shadow mixed with a little bit of a mixing medium, it's really easy to clean up and correct if you get the wing too big or too small or just in a direction that you don't want it to go. So I'm going to clean up on the bottom here with a Q-tip and a little micellar water. You can also use shadow primer for a super easy cleanup tool as well. Okay, so now that you have your wings about even and shaped the way that you want them to be, and your outer color is going to be filled in about a third of the way into your eyelid. So now you can go ahead and clean off your palette and clean your brush. And we're gonna move on to the second shade. So again, using that mixing medium, and this time picking up the green, wetting my brush, picking up pigment from the outer edge of the pan, and then getting the consistency I want right on the back of my hand. So now I'm going to go ahead and fill in the middle portion. And you're going to just gently blend that into the black. Now, another benefit to using this kind of product to do an ombre liner is that once it's dry, if you feel like it's not blended enough, all you have to do is take a little bit of that dry shadow right over the edge and blend it out. And so I'm just gonna fill in the middle third of my eyelid using that green. All right, and then you're just gonna clean your brush and the back of your hand one more time. And you really wanna make sure you get all of the pigment out of it so that way it does not get muddy with the lighter shade. All right, and I'm just gonna go one more time with that mixing medium, this time using the kind of more holographic shade, Shifty, which is a really pretty duochrome green. I'm also gonna use this to brighten up my inner corner a little bit. So now I'm just gonna take a clean liner brush and apply a little bit of Old Smoke along my lower lash line, just to make everything feel a little bit more finished. And I'm gonna go ahead and tightline my upper lash line, so that way everything looks nice and finished, and that way when I apply mascara, there's not gonna be any little gaps where you can see the skin in between the lashes. So your liner has probably had a minute to dry by now, so if you want to go in and adjust where it lines up or how everything's blended right where the colors overlap, now's a good time to do that with just a clean, dry, flat, little skinny, precise shadow brush or a clean liner brush. And I'm going to apply a little mascara, and I'm going to carefully use my finger as a shield so that I don't get any mascara on my liner and run it. And then I'm just gonna finish the whole look off with some false lashes. And I'm gonna use the Demi Wispy lashes from Ariel because they're not so thick that they're gonna hide my liner, but they are gonna give my lashes a little lift. And lately, I've really been liking actually using black lash glue. So I've been using this strip lash adhesive from Kiss, and this one's actually latex free. So the reason why I both love and hate black lash glue is because it's black, so it doesn't leave any kind of residue or line that you then have to go over and hide. It doesn't look shiny and it doesn't show up. It makes your lashes look a lot more natural at the band. That being said, if you miss with wet lash glue, you will get black on your eyelid and it could potentially ruin your eye look. So you have to be pretty sure of yourself. I definitely recommend, if you're new to lashes, starting out with a clear lash adhesive, because then you could just take a little bit of eyeliner or black eyeshadow and go back over the band to disguise it. Whereas if you mess up with a black lash glue, it's a little bit harder to go back. Another thing I like about this lash glue is it actually has biotin in it. So I don't know how much that helps as far as my lashes on a daily basis, but I do feel like regular use of false lashes can be a little bit hard on your real ones, so I'll take any help I can get. So you just want to make sure that they're really dry, and then I press them in the middle and then place them. You definitely want to give that glue at least 30 seconds to get tacky before you try to put it on, because if you put too wet lashes on, they're gonna slide all over the place and then you're gonna have black lash glue all over your eye. So once I have it placed, I go ahead and do the other one. And then once both my lashes are on there and they've had a few minutes to really kind of set and the glue is dry, I take a little pair of tweezers or eyelash holders, whatever you want to use, and I just gently clamp them down on my real lashes so that they'll kind of adhere to the mascara and they'll stay really well. And you are all set with your ombre eyeliner. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think this technique was easy? Is it practical? You can use this with any color palette, so I like that. I want to hear your opinions. Make sure and like this video if you like it. And if you're new to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe so that way you guys don't miss any of the videos coming out for you on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And as always, feel free to share if you know of anybody that could use a little sunshine in their day.